So if you think of the body like the world, you have places in the world that are naturally relatively hydrated. Like the rainforest, like, beautiful mountains and hills and valleys in certain areas. And then you have your hardcore deserts. You've got the Kalahari Desert, you've got the Sahara, you've got the Gobi, you've got all these deserts, and they're very, very, very dry. So when you take your 8 glasses of water, you're basically putting water where there's already some water. It's not getting to the Sahara Desert. It's not getting to these places that are very, very dry. So the super dry part of your world, your desert, is your intestine, specifically your colon, your large intestine. When you drink your 8 glasses of water, it's only hydrating the first half of your digestive tract. It's not actually getting the water where it really needs to be. So you wind up drinking a lot of water, having your kidneys have to do the work of filtering a lot of water, but your colon is still staying bone dry. It's a real problem because the way we move waste through the body, very important to understand this, it's a process called peristalsis. Peristalsis is the muscular contraction that occurs when the waste is moving through the colon for elimination. But you can't have peristalsis without a hydrated colon. So if you're constipated, it's because your colon is super dry. And drinking that water by mouth is not going to get the water into the colon where it needs to be, certainly not in the quantities that it needs to be able to get that peristalsis going so that waste can be removed. It's only through putting the water the other way up to the colon directly that we get the water exactly where it needs to go. Why not be that direct? Why not take the direct route? We all talk about the fact that the easiest way to get between point A and point B is a straight line. Let's be direct. Let's just forget about trying to theoretically, potentially, possibly get water from the mouth and the throat into the large intestine. Let's just put it into the large intestine directly and see the amazing result that happens, which is the response of peristalsis and the elimination of that waste matter. It's so efficient, it's so effective, it's immediate. Right, so the human body is designed to consume water-containing plant food. That means literally cucumbers, tomatoes, leafy greens, raw vegetables and fruits, unadulterated, just from the land, and not cooked, not processed, not pickled, not any of this stuff, just fresh. And whenever we do something to distort that purity, we're removing the water content to a certain degree. Now, steaming some vegetables, steaming some spinach, you're going to still have a high water content product. Your spinach is still going to be juicy, and there's enough water to carry that spinach through the body. If you have you're eating dried apricots, things like nuts that don't have water content, it's very, very dry. They have very, very, very small water content in them. Same with seeds. There is water content, but it's not like you're eating water. You're basically eating something dense that may have a small component of water. Then it doesn't have enough water to carry itself through the body. It has to use the body's own stores of water to attempt to move it through. But then you're basically depleting your body's own fluids, and the likelihood of this matter still leaving, the waste leaving, is still very, very low. So the more we remove the water content from the food, the more likely, A, the food is not to leave the body ever, unless you do this and you colon cleanse, and B, that you wind up drying the body out. So consistent consumption of non-high water content foods consistently depletes the body of water and results in this situation of a very dry intestine. And my sense is that the intestine is one of those the first things to get very, very dry, and once it dries out and the peristalsis stops and you have the constipation, then basically like dominoes falling, the rest of the body winds up with that chronic dehydration. And of course, water is life. So it's the carrier, it's the conductor of the life force. So the more dehydrated you are, the less energy you're going to have. Because remember that electromagnetic energy is conducted through water. Water is the current of it. But again, drinking 2 liters of water a day isn't going to solve that problem. And it sounds logical to the average person. Okay, well, I need more water, so let me drink more water. But that's not exactly how it works. And so people wind up drinking a lot of water and having feeling a lot of fatigue, because the kidneys are then just filtering. But the dehydration, where it counts, what's the dehydration that's causing the failure for the bowel to move, is not being addressed. It's not being corrected.